these are fairy jars, and I'll showcase 2 methods you can use to get tons of fairy jars for yourself. Fairy jars are needed because you get store unlocks and you also get rewards for turning them in, which you do right here when you talk to this guy. Now for the good stuff, the store unlocks. This is the main reason you need fairies. So for example, I get to buy an enchanted chest because I got enough fairies. Unlike Luminous Sprite, I still need 900 fairies to unlock. Second store, you could get enchanted seed packs and 2 other event seeds when you unlock them. Third store, you can buy the enchanted egg, two pets, and then a pet shard. And the final store is the cosmetic store. A lot of you might not care for the crates or whatever, but the Wispel is actually very important if you have the pet Wisp because you need it to unlock the ability. Now for the first method, which is more of an AFK method instead of just grinding, so if you don't want to sit around and be catching fairies. First, you'll have to have tons of fairy nets, which you'll need to craft, which is a sun bulb, strawberry seed, a harvest tool, and fairy points. Also, while we're in the crafting bench, all these recipes that you see are not that useful for fairies, especially the fairy summoner. I tried it, I only got like 4 fairies. The only thing that is useful in here is the fairy power extender, which increases the time, but I wouldn't even bother crafting it for both of these methods. Okay, for the second part that you have to do is go to the fairy godmother and go into the upgrades. So if you have lots of fairy points, make sure to upgrade your fairy event duration. The reason for this is because the longer the fairy event while you're AFKing is, the more fairies spawn. Okay, now for the final part, before you could actually do the method, is make sure you have plants that are not glimmer mutated in your garden. Otherwise, no fairies are gonna spawn because all of your plants are already mutated. Okay, now get your fairy net, go behind the fairy godmother and set up your auto clicker. It could be any auto clicker you have. I recommend Tiny Task because it's really easy to set up. On your auto clicker, just spam left click and then mix in a few jumps once in a while so you don't get kicked for AFK. I just recorded a short clip of me doing the AFK farm and you see I am catching fairies. I tested this method for 1 to 3 hours and I did end up with 60 to 80 jars. So now imagine if you just left it overnight, sleeping 8 hours, 10 hours, or you're leaving for work or school. Okay, so let's just do the math on this. If let's lowball it and say you get 30 fairies per hour, times that by 10 hours because you'll sleep 10 hours and you leave your PC on or whatever, that'll give you 300 fairies in one try. Don't worry, I'm putting in my calculations to fact check all of this. Just give me a second. You see right there, 300. The second method is more of an active farming method for people who don't want to use an auto clicker or can't, like if you're on an iPad or tablet or something like that. Now you have to wait for the fairy portal to open, which spawns at 30 minutes of the fairy event timer, or just at 8:30, 9:30, etc. When you get into the fairy realm, there's 2 ways you can approach this method. The first approach is to just ignore all parkour and purple rewards that you get and just go for fairies, nothing else. This approach will get you a lot of fairies, but I prefer doing the second approach, which is actually doing the parkour and getting the rewards while catching fairies on the way. The reason I do it this way is because you get more than enough time to get all the rewards and still have plenty of time to catch all the fairies. I still get 30 fairies minimum even though I take my time doing the parkour and get the purple rewards. And on top of that, the purple rewards you get from doing all the parkour is actually really good. For example, this is where I got my first Aether Fruit Seed while doing the parkour. So the rewards you can get are fairy points, enchanted chest, enchanted seed packs, enchanted normal crates, the glimmer crates, enchanted egg, the glimmer spray mutation, and then fairy nets. Quick tips for this method is always check trees. There's gonna be fairies on top of them, and then for the big middle tree, only go there when you see 2 or 3 or more fairies because it is kind of time consuming going to the big middle tree. Also, make sure to check all the stores because you will never know when they could have one of the good items in stock. Tips for the AFK farm is make sure you upgrade your fairy event duration as much as you can. Make as many fairy nets as you can because I've definitely ran out before because I only made 100 or whatever. Make sure you have tons. For the auto clicker, make sure you do have a jump so you don't get AFK. I don't want you doing 8 hours AFK and then you found out you just got disconnected because you didn't have a jump in there. Jump like once every minute or something. It doesn't have to be crazy. That's all of the tips I can think of right now, but if you know any tips, drop a comment down below so other people can see too. So those are both of the methods that you can use to get all these fairy jars. Honestly, if you just want just fairy jars just so you could get the store requirement, I just recommend the AFK one and AFK for however long you need to. But again, if you can't AFK or you don't want to AFK, definitely do the second method. You still get tons of fairies and you also get rewards on top of that. Now that you know both of the methods, you should easily be able to unlock all of the store requirements and get to 900 fairy jars or whatever the limit is. And that's basically everything you need to know. If you did find this video helpful, let me know so I know if I should keep doing videos like this or not. Otherwise, good luck, and let me know if you have any recommendations of what kind of videos I should make if you have any.